And look at that trend, huh? All right. I had a little bit of issue getting Rhythmic running this morning, so I'm a little behind, but I'm okay with that because after seeing this move, I'm not going to be chasing that. We're hitting that sell area from the other day, so I'm going to start. I'm going to get my London, which is going to be the purples. My London area is up. Previous purple there. My London high. We're going to zoom in high and low. My session, which is in this green area. Looks like right there. Well, we're going to keep it here. See which one did they test the most. Yeah, we're going to keep here. But we're going to 14.7, 86. In this case, I'm actually going to have two. Just in case here, because I don't want to utilize the wrong area. Right. Obviously, we're above that London area, 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. We're above that now. I'm going to be going back. I am going to. This was our previous ranges from the London move. Leave. I'm going to take these ones off. I'm going to create a new one here. I'm very curious to see if we have already reached a range style measured move. Copy and paste. Not yet. We're reaching that sell area. 1,000 tick. Straight trending. So we had to break a structure on the 1,000. Did go down from the other day. Just try to figure out where we are with price action, right? That's what I'm doing. So this is what we were trading off of the other day, this channel here on Friday. Friday we came up into a range here, broke down, failed to make a new low here. And since then we've been trending up. I am getting Thinkorswim loaded right now so I can look at my book map. If we break 16,575, which is that sell area, the trap area that we sold off of on Friday, we might see us go to the next leg up and then just continue this up. It's going to be interesting. I mean, last night I going through some news, and of course, Congress decided that they agreed on a package for or a deal with funding. So government funding and government spending. So that's going to be going on. So we're waiting on all that stuff. Once that passes, you know how that goes. The market tends to rally, but we're waiting on them to. Last night is when they said, yeah, we have a deal. I believe it was last night. You have a larger My 5 minute here. We're going to zoom out to an hour here. So here we are. We are approaching a sell area up here on the hourly. So I'm going to be watching that. I'll check to see what news we have coming today. I like to start Mondays slow. I used to start Mondays really fast. I used to just go like barreling into the market, and then before I know it, I'm either blowing up accounts or I'm hitting my daily drawdown or getting too close to my drawdown, and by the time they a half hour into the market, I start seeing the picture. Can't trade because I already blew up or I close to blowing up. So from here, I'm just gonna chart, look at the data. All right, so 10 o'clock we have CB Employment Trends Index. So definitely not going to be trading. We're holding into that. Excuse me. I'm not going to be holding into that. But I am. Let me change my candle style from Hikanashi on this hourly. That's a strong candle there on the hourly. I'm not seeing any large liquidity above and below. Besides down here at the 16,375 area, somewhere down there, 16,350. There's 260 contracts at 16,350. So, I mean, that's 250 points away. Very interesting, but I mean, we could hit it absolutely. 16,350 is looking at the hourly here. See what 16,350 the significance of that is. Trying to get my overall pictures here. All right, so 16,350. Buy it just looks like a buy area down here where they bounced the other day. Probably most relevant structure I'm seeing is this. I mean, I don't have my charts going back further. It could be different, but these three touches here, the touch there, the breakdown there. Kind of what I'm watching. Midline's matching up, right? Midline's matching up. Break a structure. $10 till data. Charts up here. So the range from the other day bounced above. We're holding the EMAs here. You know, we're going to potentially just take a random sim trade simulation just to see how the candles are forming. I cannot. I cannot sell here. Or I can't just enter anything right now. I have to wait. I have to wait for the data reaction. I have to wait for a setup. I mean, they're bringing us up. They're bringing it up nicely, but my only issue is, do you see what I'm saying here? Look at the 5,000 tick. 5,000 tick, most relevant channel I was trading off of was this, right? This was nice and pretty for me the other day. Excuse me. Now we are. Now we are. We got these up here. See where we're at right now. This was the most relevant move from the other day, and that's why I was trading off of it. But now we have this structure here, right? We go all the way through it. Where, I mean, it depends on where you're drawing it from, but I'm going to go from the very, very beginning of it straight through. We're approaching an area where I would be looking for either breakout, retest, and then seeing if we can continue higher. Or is this just the grind, the 5,000 tick grind, right? We had a massive sell-off, and we have our 5,000 tick grind down, and we've been just in that grind these past few days, and that's why the price action has been so hard to trade. And then now we're just pulling back, and we're looking for traps. Is that what we're looking for? Because right now we're in a trap area on the 5,000 tick. You know, reaction here is going to be key. I mean, we're above here. We just ticked above here. The other day we didn't break above, right? This did not break above. Today we are breaking above, right? So is this the breakdown and the grind? And if that's the case, the grind, I always draw the trend line opposite or the structure backwards, right? On the grind, this from this one to this one, and then up here. Now, if it is a grind, we potentially broke and we're going to retest, right? Through the majority of them there, right? So if this is a grind, and I do my trend lines backward, or my channels backwards, should be seeing a pullback. So we got 6 minutes till the data. Got this sell area here. Bring this over to the right. And this on the 10th. See if we hold here and bounce, right? On the 5,000 tick, we're looking to see if we hold this. We're getting a little extended above the trend line, which means it's pretty strong. Very strong move. Look at this candle coming in here. I am grabbing an EMA and just going. Grabbing the EMA and just ripping. 1,000 tick. Let's see what we're working with. Get some things drawn here. See, it's not a grind. I can't really do it this way, but we're just gonna check it out. I don't like that. We have a few. 1, 2, 3. I mean, do we have a break and they're making an attempt? So we have a potential break and high. That's really not much of a overshoot there. So 4 minutes till data. We still want to hold into any of it. 16,650. So we have our first attempt by the buyers, second attempt. I'm going to go short right here. I like that pattern right there. We're going to go short, sell. Let's get our stop loss 40, profit 60. We'll readjust as that comes along. So we have a high. We have our first attempt by the buyers, second attempt by the buyers into the trap area. So on this one, we're going to see how it reacts. Entry for me is going to be if they make a new high, it's invalid. They're just consolidating and moving higher. And I'm going to take that into consideration, right? But for me, I would like to see a nice oh, there you go. They made the new high. So they didn't want to do that. So now I'm looking bullish, right? We were at the high of the channel there. So now I'm pretty much looking for longs today. But we have a lot of this could just start squeezing because we have different areas on the grind down, right? Different areas on the 5,000 tick grind down. Look at these things. We're going to run into a few spots. The last thing I want to do is start buying at the tips of these, right? I'm not going to buy at these swings. I'm going to wait for the pullbacks for now. Really seeing a lot of liquidity above, so I'm scared that they're going to be trapping up here. All right, there we go. 16,620. Popped it off and then it popped it on. So we get that sell out of there. So before that made a new high, let me just show what I was seeing there, right? We got the top of the channel. I'm sorry, the top of the top of the range there, right? So we doubled the range. We're at the top of it, right? This is the London range. See, we're at the top of it. So from there, on the 1,000 tick, it shows it better on the 1,000 tick. So we're gonna pull up the 1,000 tick, right? So here's our high. I'm just gonna let this keep moving. I'm not chasing this. I'm not catching FOMO right now. I don't care about that. So we have our high. We have a pullback to the EMA. We have our first attempt by the buyers. We have a pullback further down. We have our second attempt by the buyers. And that second attempt breaks above the first attempt, right? It broke above here, which any of these in this green candle right here, all these buyers potentially get trapped. So then for me, I enter on a close below the EMA just to try to get an earlier entry. But the best and most conservative entry is going to be entering down here. That's what we missed the other day when I was trading, right? I missed that setup. They just ripped all the way through, and I had my sell stop somewhere down here. So that's the setup right there for reversals. It's my favorite way of trading reversals, especially if you're in an area where you have a multiple confluences. You know, you have a trend line, you have top of a channel on multiple time frames, bottom of a channel. You would do it in the inverse. It's just a buyer failure into a trap. I mean, it's looking play out. 10 o'clock reaction's over. I will be right back in 10 seconds. All right, we are in a strong trend. We're at the trend line, above a range. This was our sell area. I wonder if we're going to break and retest. I mean, we consolidated here a little bit. I am watching to see if, let's see, what's our stop? If we take this, stop would be 7. So I want to see some, we are going to worry about here. All right, so we're going to take this. If I see any selling, that means they need another attempt off the EMA. It's a little bigger here. I don't want to just buy too high. I mean, if it doesn't pop, I'm taking this off for like literally like a smallest risk I can. Could be a potential trap up in this spot here. So we're gonna go to break even. Next pop, I'm just gonna take it off. Actually, you know what? Next pop, we're just gonna trail tight, just in case they want to keep pushing this. Right. I don't like how high we are. If we continue to go, we continue to go. So now I know, at least right now, I'm going to keep in $200 there. See if we make a new high. This is where they like to pull back. So if we get a quick little pop, I'm going to trail right here. Give me a pop, I'll trail right here. This is just tight scalping here. There's no reason to. So we made a new high. Let's see if they pull back or if they squeeze. We're gonna trail right there. It takes me out. Nice little quick trade. We had a pop there, so they're gonna pull back a little bit. I feel like, unless they're gonna continue to squeeze. The sellers are coming in. So that's one. I'm trying to limit my total amounts of trades here today. Looks like it's going to be a trender all day. So and I'm not going to say a trender all day, right? Because let's look at higher time frames. This is what's going through my mind right now. Let's pull up our daily, actually. I got my daily here on NQ. What I'm watching. Simple enough. Daily, we're at a trend line. See this? Overall big picture here on the daily. I cannot, we broke below the trend line, but we're within the area, right? Nothing is perfect, especially on NQ. We know this. Levels of liquidity on NQ, nothing is perfect. NQ will rip through the liquidity, scoop something up above, because it just moves so fast. And so here we are. That's the 21 EMA on the daily, right? So We broke down. Now we're going to retest the daily. If we close above the daily and then buy off of it on the daily time frame, that's very bullish, right? But price action tells me that pull back to a trend line. We're going to see at least one or two attempts here, right? So we could get some consolidation in this area. If we look over to the left, I believe this is a major. I believe this area is a pretty. This area here, right? So if we zoom in on this area here, pretty choppy, right? So the last thing we want to do, and if we draw a line across here on the daily, let's just this is what I've been watching. Go right here. Come on, think this one. Here we go. We go right here. Let's look over on the daily. See, that's where we broke below into that area. That's the wick, right? So we broke below into that area, but we're at a trend line. So for buyers, they want to get a close above this 16,768. They want to get a daily close above the 16,768 and then buy off of it, right? Any lower, we can hit some consolidation potentially. See how choppy it gets a little bit in there. I mean, they might have cleaned it up and then they ripped it higher, which is cool. If they did that, cool. But still, any of those times, anytime we range, whether it be on the daily, it doesn't matter the time frame. We start ranging. I started looking at like a range style strategy. So on a higher time frame, we're at a trend line below the EMA, but now we're above. Looks like we're above the EMA now, right? We're above the EMA. So bulls are going to need to continue this, right? This could be the pullback to the EMA on the daily, and then we continue back down. But this candle here looked like sellers got a little tired, and buyers started to take it. So that's our daily time frame. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to look at the 5,000 tick and the 60-minute tick, or 60-minute time. And I'm doing this because I just took a trade. I made a little bit of money off of it. I don't want to catch FOMO and just continue taking trades inside of that area. So I'm going to just ignore the market for a little bit and let it do what it's got to do. Right? There's no reason. I got more out of that trade than I wanted. So I didn't expect to make that much on that trade. Right? I expected to get a little bit of a scalp, maybe a 10-point scalp. Instead, we got like a 30-point scalp, which is beautiful, but I don't want that to get to my head. So I'm going to do a little bit more analysis, see what's going on, make sure I see the picture, and then go from there. Hourly time frame. We are bullish. Pull back. We pull back to nice little area here. We pulled back to this area here. We broke it. This looks like a nice spot. I like this spot right here. Right now that looks like a little bit of resistance, turn into support, and support held, right? So I'm liking this area here. It's not far off from the other one. I'm just going to leave it there just to, I'm going to take the other one off. I like this one better. And if this keeps squeezing, we're going to let it squeeze. I'm not chasing. I am not chasing. Take one trade and it's a $650 trade for the day, and that's it. This here, let's see. Is this a big London area? So we had a breakdown here, so man, this is moving. Delta's positive. I'm watching that. So if I go from here all the way down, right, This is what I like to do on these. Bring it up here. It's like we broke so far. It's like we broke so far. Extend lines to the right. Looks like we just popped through that. So we have quite a strong hourly candle here. We have a lot of wicks down here. This kind of looks like that type of grind down, right? Now, let's just go back to my favorite reversal setup. And I didn't see this previously. We're going to take these lines off in this chart. We're going to clean this chart up a little bit, right? And the reason why I say we're going to clean this chart up a little bit is because we got my reversal pattern here, right? We're going to make this bigger, and we're just going to, this is what you're going to look for, right? You're going to look for the price is going to be going down, pullback, and attempt. This is the reversal pattern. And then you want to see it go. Best entry here, right? It's hard to get those perfect entries. See, higher time frame entries are hard because they're going to pull hard. But what did we just get? Look at this pattern here, right? We're going to draw it together, and we're going to draw it. Let's get rid of this crap here. This. All right. So this is the move down, right? So this is our move down. Right there. See that move? We have this big move down. Okay, good. Here's our pullback. See, but we didn't quite get above it. So it doesn't really look. Sellers tried off. Pullback. Sellers tried. Right? It's not perfect, but you got to take it into consideration. This move here was a little bigger than expected. So we pull back. This spot here is what traps the sellers. All those late sellers came in here. So all those late sellers got trapped in this area here. Below here into here. This is going to be trapped sellers. Make this, we'll make it pink. What, 20%? We're going to do trapped sellers. Trapped sellers in this area. So now we have trapped sellers in this area, and they've started to bring it up, right? Look what happened right here. So these trapped sellers started to get stopped out as we started moving up, right? They started to squeeze, started the big push up. Right here, we have more sellers getting out, right? And that causes more of a push up, and that's because of this spot right here. Right here, sellers getting out. So now I'm gonna look for a retest of this trend line. I'm not gonna chase long on this. You have the move down, and we're kind of grinding down. So at least short term, the move played out, gave a decent amount of a move higher. Good enough profit on that, but I'm not chasing that. You know why? Because we just broke a potential hidden trend line. This could be charted differently, right? It could be down. These hidden trend lines are very, sometimes they play out and they just tick to it, and then you get a great setup off of it. So they're turning this candle green, right? So we know the reversal pattern. It wasn't perfect, but it played out nicely so far here on the hourly. So hourly, that's where my mind's at now. So let's go to the 5,000 tick and look at that. right? Which is a little bit more zoomed in. As you can see, we had our breakdown, looked like a grind. See if we can see the reversal pattern on that, right? They pulled back into a sell area. It wasn't a trap area. If they let this pull back a little bit higher, they would have got some buyers above here getting trapped, and they might have had an opportunity to bring this to a new low on this structure here, but they didn't. They failed to do that, right? So we have a bunch of attempts off of the EMA here, failed to make a new low. If we draw a fib, I do like using the fibs. I'll put them on my side chart. So right to these areas, the 618, the 76.4. Now we're going higher. 27 extension, beautiful tap on the 27 extension. Look at that. So let's go. Let's put this right to the wicks here. Look at that. Beautiful. Wicked right above the 27 extension. So now this turns into more of a high risk trade for me on a hold time frame. So holding right now, if I'm holding or if I'm trying to buy now to hold for a bigger move, this is a risky setup. I can't take an entry off of this. I can't take an entry off of this, and excuse me. I can't take an entry here and just buy and hold. If I take an entry here, buy and hold, I'm risking big pullbacks to this 5,000 tick EMA, right? It is showing a nice, big, strong trend. I am seeing us on the 1,000 tick EMA, but on a higher, a longer hold, can't do that. Me personally, I just can't do that.
Nope, cannot.
Oh, bro, I don't even know if you've been here the whole time.
I have been watching, just letting you get through your grind on the talking things through. It's been good.
What's funny is one of my earbuds, for some reason, let's see. Say something real quick.
Yeah, I'm just
okay,
checking in, just seeing how things are going. Sorry to hold you up. I'm late for work.
No, you're good. You're good.
Late for work.
Okay.
I meant this work.
Yeah. I had one of my earbuds in, and I didn't know if it was because I can usually hear my voice a little bit through my earbud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't hearing it that much, and I'm like, damn, I wonder if Bullish Bear's in there, and he's saying things. So I put my other one in, and then right when I put my other earbud in, I heard your voice, and I'm like, oh no, has he been here the whole time?
No, I've been doing a couple morning things, and it's Monday, so I had to make sure things were good at work too. So
yeah,
I got things going, and thanks for starting it off, kicking it off.
Yeah, man. So now I'm on my 5,000 here. We hit this 27 extension for like the overall bigger move from Friday.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm just trying to just do my top down right now. So now I
pretty much the top of the morning range for Tuesday of last week is where we're at. Up in the low 600s here.
I would not be surprised if they do like a this isn't really like a you're saying top of the morning range from Tuesday, yeah. So I mean, we're kind of just consolidating here,
right? It is a spot for us to have a lot of resistance at because this is going to be the start of a lot of heavy shorts. Let's see here. It's the 3rd, so Wednesday, not Tuesday. Tuesday was even heavier.
Wednesday
selling. Wednesday was the first consolidation type of day. Had like a higher range where we hit a high for the morning pretty quickly, the first 30 minutes. Then we consolidated in a wider, lower range. Tested 625. Failed, came lower, closed. Thursday we went lower. Had a much wider ATR the rest of the week, thanks to non-farm. And today we just trended all morning through the first 3 sessions, including right now. So
yeah, I went to take a scalp and it turned into a little bit more than a scalp.
that's not a bad
Which,
thing.
yeah, I just trailed it based off of how the 500 tick candles were forming. Played out nicely. I really was not expecting that much. So that's why the minute I caught that trade, I'm like, all right, I'm going to start doing some more analysis here because I am not going to get
Caught up.
FOMO and continue to start trading. And
right, I feel that. And I caught a few trades while you were talking, and I was able to look at the charts, but made some trades that were long, which is the only trades that should have been made this morning.
yeah,
And then got caught up on some pullbacks. So down $80 on the 150K. That's not bad. Just gonna chill with you and not say it looks like it's doing anything and just wait for it to do what I want. How do I sound, by the way? Am I quieter today? Check 1 2.
It's tough because
testing.
You know what? Let me I'm gonna switch over to the YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'll hear you on that because on Discord you sound great.
Yeah,
you always sound great on Discord. And then the other day when I watched our YouTube video, the first one I think your volume, your voice was coming in really low.
Yeah, I also moved my mic to a new spot, and it is about the same distance, but in a different position. The posture is different. It's coming down, so I don't have to look up at the mic. I can just keep my head resting how I want. It's kind of catching my voice as it drops.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't imagine it'd be any worse.
No, you sound good on YouTube.
All right. Have a good weekend. I know you got some snow.
Yeah, man, we got hammered with snow, man. We got hammered. I wasn't, I was hoping, man. In New England, you're gonna get snow, but sometimes you get that season where you get 2-3 inches in this storm, 2-3 inches in the storm, and it just kind of it's often, but it's not a lot of accumulation each storm.
Right.
And then you get those few years where you get 5 to 10 big storms. This is our first snow of the year. I mean, we've had flurries, but this is the first, or not of the season. I can't say year. This is the first snow of the season, and man, they hammered us. I think I got probably
2 feet,
14, 15 inches.
Oh, okay.
Which is, it's a decent amount, but it sucks because the worst part is the plows, man. They come through and they plow all that snow, and what is a foot on your driveway is now 2.5 feet on the end of your driveway.
Yeah.
Because they're just plowing it, and oh man, it sucks.
Yeah, and you got to salt.
Yeah, I try not to salt too much. Yeah, they salt. That's why we get so much rust, man. Between the salt and constantly being wet in the wintertime, you're driving and the undercarriage of your vehicle is constantly wet and just covered in salt. They used to sand the roads. They used to use a mix of salt and sand. They don't do that anymore. They just use salt.
Why'd they cut the sand?
I don't know. Some smaller towns do that. They sand and salt.
Yeah.
But they just straight up salt now. And they use this liquid stuff. So they'll drive the DOT, Department of Transportation, will drive their big heavy trucks with a liquid. It's like a liquid salt, and you'll see it. and it's like four sprayers that spray directly on the pavement as they're driving. And on the highways, you'll see, just 4 lines in each lane, and they just do that. And that stuff is concentrated. So between that, the salt, and constantly being wet, the undercarriage of every vehicle just ends up getting smashed with rust.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
The other day I had to replace the shocks. One of the shock absorbers on my truck snapped. So I replaced that. Yeah, well, I have a leveling kit on the truck, and the shock absorber was kind of on its way out, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And of course, I have like bigger tires and bigger rims and leveling kit, so it does take a little bit of abuse on it. And one of the shock absorbers snapped, so I had to order a new one, and I installed that. But if it wasn't, it's not a bad. It's easy. Like, it's not hard to do. I mean, I've worked on vehicles my whole life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pay somebody to do something I can do myself, and that's something that I do want to work on in the future.
Can you overhaul engines? Like, do you know cars that well?
No, I can't do like engine overhauls and all that stuff. Like,
that just seems like work.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, man. If I could do all that, I'd be doing like a little side hustle.
Oh yeah.
Rebuild
a old car from the junkyard and just get free cars all year, all right. Your whole life. I'm long from 629 and a half, by the way.
I got you. I saw that little quick pull back there. I'm liking that.
I like it. I just don't want it to fail. Failing here would be a bigger pullback, obviously, but
you said 29?
Yeah.
You can get a nice close.
Would love to just see that 650 hit. So I'm just gonna wait for that to hit. It will. I mean, on a move like today, it's not done. It's too early in the day.
Yeah. As long as this doesn't form a range, if you start hitting like heavy selling at the 45,
right,
then it's worth. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
it's worth kind of trailing.
But we're wicking right up here, so
yeah.
Tradeovate just did a full screen reset on me. It freaking scared me for half a second just now. There's our pop. I might just take this in a minute. 45 and a half is where it stopped. I would love 49.50, get 20 points. But we're already going to range back down to the middle of this, I bet. Might have to take it on that swing we just got.
I mean, you're up 10 points on it, which is good. It's a nice move.
Yeah, I'll put it at 39 3/4, and if it doesn't hit, great. If it does, that's 10 points.
It's tough because it could be ranging there, man. It's one of those things.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just got stopped out at 39 and a half, so 10 points solid. Just chilling, right?
It's the best way to do it.
Oh, I will say though, we are at 23 trades on the morning. So some of these trades don't get filled right away completely. So it might not be 23. But it counts every execution as a trade. Damn, look at that pop. There's the pop. Goodness gracious, I'm not it. Okay. I'm not even going to call that a strike. I'm not going to let that bother me. But that was the trade. It hit 650. All right. Lesson learned. So there's your break of range. Test the top and see if it consolidates higher or if we get a sharp pullback.
That's 1650, the 650. They might have scooped that liquidity there to bring it back down.
Yeah, snag and grab.
I like that the 1000 tick EMA and the 500 tick EMA are close. You know what I mean? I don't like when those are too extended like they were They really weren't. We were just bouncing off the 1,000 ticket EMA all day.
Right.
That five, that like target, man. Overall, like large, higher, bigger target for me is going to be like 726. Yeah, 726 is going to be a big area there. Just looking at like the hourly.
I would love 700s to hit 70 points higher. This is day 8 of no drinking for me. Longest I've gone without drinking in probably 3 to 4 years. No, since probation, so 21.
How do you feel?
I feel clear. Other than that, I mean, it's really only been 8 days. It's hard to say I feel any different other than that I haven't been drinking. I was pretty irritable yesterday. I tried to hold down on that and not let anybody be affected by that. You know?
Yeah, it's tough, man.
I don't want to be a jerk for no reason, but when you're irritable, man, anything can get under your nerves. And then you close the door the wrong way and you come off as a douche. So, you know.
I used to drink a lot, man, years ago between the military, between college and then the military and then afterwards. But
yeah,
now it's like social. I had last time I drank was on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Eggnog or whiskey or what?
No, my brother had some IPAs. I had 2 IPAs and that was it.
Man, those will slap you down if you don't drink a lot.
Yeah. I have a bottle of whiskey. I got a bunch of liquor at the house, but I keep saying one day maybe I'll like sip some whiskey here and there, but just don't really have the urge to.
No. I'll say it's perfect for this weather.
Yeah. I just feel like it I start getting very like, you know, that not the warm feeling, but like if I drink and I'm, you know, heading to bed,
drowsy,
my wife has to sleep on the other side of the bed because I get so hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good feeling if you want it.
Yeah, no, but it's like a uncomfortable hot feeling where you just can't get comfortable. You're like feel like you're sweating. It's like almost your body saying like, no, this is like toxic.
Yeah, your body's reacting to it the way it should, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So we made a new high. I'm about to adjust this channel.
Yeah, I'm looking to see how many taps we have. See if continue there. This does look. It looks pretty nice there. You know, but then again, I'm wondering. I'm gonna leave mine like this for now, and I'm gonna see if we create another one. We retest.
We're all the way back up to this channel up here that I don't have any more channels now. Gotta make more.
I know that's what happened to me today. That's why after that trade, like all right, let me do a full breakdown to see, make sure I'm seeing the picture here.
Well, so like if price really starts to move in a direction, I'll take the channels that I've made, size them up to a specific range distances, and then just like rebuild them towards where price is headed and just repurpose them in the direction of price versus making more and just having a boatload all the way down the price line. So I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 horizontal just ranges that I've drawn up, and we'll resize them accordingly and move them and just let price kind of fill it in again and again. But right now I've only got one above, and I don't even know if it's really the right distance anymore because these This trending day, the ranges are much tighter as it consolidates and moves higher.
Yeah.
So
technically, from the morning move, I mean, but we did it a few times, right? I don't want to say like safe to look for short because we had a channel up here, break, new high, safe to look for short, but we ranged.
yeah,
Break up higher.
that I watched as you were talking about your trade there, and you had your limit order right at the bottom of that range for a break lower, and then we popped right up to where you just kind of put that channel.
Yeah.
And I was like, oof, I'm glad he didn't take that.
I would have only have taken it if it perfectly triggered.
Yeah.
And it would have been very, very tight. I'm curious if we come back down here because we had a break, new high. Whoops, put on my 1000 tick. I do like that I can copy something off of one chart and paste it onto another.
That's nice. Yeah, I can't do that. Tradeaway doesn't like being very user-friendly. But they do allow you to write your own source code. So, there's that. Does NinjaTrader have that? Like where you can just write your own script?
Yep. Yeah, they have a Ninja script and for indicators and strategies. So you could technically do automated trading on it.
You can bot on this. Write bots.
Yep.
I know we talked about this in 21 and 22 and 23, the years, and we were like doing stuff on the Pine script and Trading View.
Yep.
And I do have a couple like choppy range bound strategies that were like in the 90 percentile of success rate. 85 to 90 was the sweet spot. I have yet to write something for trend days that was, above 70. But we don't get too many trend days anymore.
No.
Gonna need a Black Swan event for that. YouTube, don't knock me off.
We're going to just risk this range here. They go back into range and fade it. Then I'm taking it off.
A session, by the way, massive single prints. So if we don't have a D session that breaks over C, I would start looking for a short. We have another 20 minutes before that. Right now, half of initial balance is all of balance or value. The upper half, obviously, but
figure where we're at now with the
this point of control is unique. It's not quite near any other point of control. So this is a new point of control for this price range.
see if my reentry attempt works. If not, I'm not taking another one in this area.
Delta is just massively green. Over almost 6,000 for the entire recession, Asia, Euro, and America.
We can get a new high. Or if they're just going to fail this back down into the little range down there and consolidate there. Everything this high is risky to me.
It is. That video I sent you last night from Iman's channel about
Yep.
Reddit's aha moments
Yep.
that people were recognizing. Did you watch it at all?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The one comment where it was like, book profits when price is below all-time highs, and when price breaks above, consider getting back in. That was a great piece of advice. We're not quite there right now, but I noticed when we were that was very true. And you should always be booking profits.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
So we have it's a 500 tick trap, 1,000 tick trap. Pull back to the EMA. So I want to see a little push here. If not, I might just take it off for a quick one. A little bit more than my previous loss in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I see a nice move higher here.
I like that. You already have your high.
Yeah. I just need a push. If we don't get a push, I'm just going to
660 pop. We had a high of 59 3/4, so 660 makes sense. There's liquidity right there, just waiting to get drilled.
Yeah. I might pull all the way back to my EMA. Oh, man, that was more of a pullback than I wanted. Should have just taken that off. Break even. If they hit me, they hit me.
I'll be watching for 45. Huge order guy there. Got 113 right there.
So if this doesn't go now, I'm just going to take this off before it slams back down into my stop. Right there. Working with now. Like that.
Slap it. In at 44 3/4 here. Took that pop. Stop loss at 48.
I went back in long. I'm in long at 49.75.
You'll get it.
If it doesn't pop.
All right, took my profits on that. It was a good enough pop for me. This is the P&L I had before I hopped on stream with you and gave back everything basically.
Man,
just chilling. Really have to keep making note. Thanks for watching that stream and telling me what you told me yesterday.
Yeah, man, you were you said it. You're like, back to that line. What do I do? Do I go long? And then you're like, shit, should have went long. Like you had the right mindset, but like you just weren't executing on it.
Right.
Like you were saying, it's like it was the hesitation on certain things. Like,
yeah. It was mixed emotions. I was like, I can see these levels. I could see the price doing what it's doing. And then I was like, but I don't want to have a massive amount of trades on the day. So I was like, every time I thought I had a good trade, I was like, but you don't need to take a trade right now. So instead of like choking myself out of a trade, I need to be like, hey, is this your setup? And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you took a few trades that were more like the it looks like this is going to happen. Speculative type shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I took a little journaling on that, and this was my corrective behavior. What I just said. Saw 45 hit, took it. And it was the 1K EMA. So, that's the type of shit I need to make note of. Appreciate you telling me about that, where I was like calling levels and it was doing it, but I wasn't taking those trades, and I was taking trades where I was like, well, it looks like this.
You called the like the 49 level, which was like a big breakdown sell spot where they broke down. Then you called the 20 level. You called those early. You said earlier, you're like, if I should just hit a sell, I should just put a sell order at 20. And like you called it early, and then like the same level played out later in the day.
Right.
Like the first time they tried doing it, they couldn't do it. And then like the second time they tried doing it, they actually smashed it. And it was great.
On Friday, we went all the way to 574, 578. Huge level after that, all the way down. Huge pullback, I mean. But new week, see what we can do.
Right. Looks like I don't want to start getting wicked up and down, up and down. I mean, it is a very, very bullish move. And what I've noticed with the bullish moves is either you get those pops or those pullbacks are very, very, very hard. These wicks, the buyers are wicking us up, but then the sellers are bringing it down. Like you get these pops up, but like these pullbacks are, if you're chasing it, you get stuck.
Yeah, they are chopping at the perfect areas.
Yeah,
and hedge funds and money managers, whoever it is that like really uses futures as hedges, I'm guessing hedge funds, they're on the ball every time. It's so crazy to watch them like pick the perfect levels.
Yeah. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
You good? Go ahead and take a moment to look at the 5K tick chart and really see where price is shining most. So just about every consolidation zone, you're going to see a bunch of wicks, right? So high of day on Friday, we popped through that, tested it as support, finally got another push up, which is every push 86 to 39. So roughly 50-point push every time before consolidation happens again. So we've moved approximately 190 points on the day. We've had, outside of this morning range that we had, or overnight range, which was pretty stellar to the downside, almost 100 points up from there, breaking out of that range for the morning pop pre-market right into a trend all the way up. So from lows of the overnight session, 378, we are now testing almost 678. We have a little bit to go. The brackets on the auction, outside of the auction, we have some liquidity at 670 right now, waiting to get hit. That'll most likely push us higher, right up to that 200-point move off overnight lows. So watching that, make note of that. Buyers are in control, as you can see above on the screen. 5 million versus 3 million. Almost 6 million versus 3.5 million buyers to sellers. Buyers in control. Cumulative volume delta well above 10,000. So buyers very much in control. Let's take a look at the 1K, see how this channel has formed. We'll adjust now that we have a new high. Not too much adjustment needed. Let's fix this up a little bit. Boom. All right, that's about all you got to do. Every time we dance above that midline, which has been most of the morning, we'll have a little consolidation zone move to the right of the inside of the channel. And I imagine the next push will get us to 700 consolidation. Top of this range. Let's add a range to that. Above. So we can see here that maybe 750 is going to be the top of this move for the day. Hang tight, let this play with the bottom of the channel for a little bit. We have yet to actually break below the channel without making a new high. So if we do break outside of this channel to the right, I imagine we're going to make a new high at some point, hit 680, which will be the next test of that channel from the outside back in to reclaim. Make note of this 1K EMA, which is a 21 EMA for anybody that's curious on the EMAs that we use. Our 50 EMA on the 1K tick has yet to be touched for the day. Signaling long. It'll change colors if we break below it for too long. Turn red. That'll be probably by the time we have seen some good consolidation and a pullback. The 5K tick EMA, which is a 20 as well, is yet to be touched all morning. Pretty far away. It's at 619. So we're roughly 50 points away, 40 points away. Quite a bit of movement. Every single leg that we've seen so far has had a little bit of a wick, which we're forming right now, which has resulted in a equivalent candle to the upside. So not saying that everything that happened before is going to happen again, but it's definitely been consistent so far.
Really looks beautiful right now.
Yep.
We are just grinding higher. No point in trying to short this.
Yep. Yeah, just keep your strategy, keep your long strategies in check.
Yeah.
Find the right dip. Yep. Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient. What is this trend line above here?
So now we're seeing liquidity above. There was somebody adding at 1667, or I'm sorry.
It's 670.
You know how we have the brackets? Yeah. So we were seeing, so 16675, you have the 100, and then like 16657 right now.
Yep.
You have the other 100. Somebody was just popping in the middle right there at 16670 with 100 contracts. They just got filled.
Right. Yeah.
And that was
breaking to the right on this channel. Still, we're the low side of the midline moving up, but this is a very high angle of trend. So I'm really looking for this channel to widen, barely making higher highs at this point.
Isn't it interesting when you see the channel?
Yeah.
And you want it to widen, and then it won't widen until, I'm not saying last minute, but later on in the day, and you're going to say, wow, look at how beautiful that looks.
Yep.
It'll all, like, it almost, I'm not going to say always, but it almost always forms but if you can visualize it and you can see it and you can get it charted prior to, and then trade off of it, it's so beautiful. But the worst is when you see some wild price action going on and you can't figure it out until they complete the entire move. And then you look and you're like, wow, so that's what they were doing this whole time. They were they were forming this. I mean, that's not like their sole purpose, but just human behavior in the market would form those channels.
Yeah. I'm moving your screen over a little bit. We can get more in the stream here. Looking good. Keep this momentum going with our trading. All of January, folks, we're working on a 50K together, and we both have our own private accounts as well. I have a 150K here on screen that you can see paired with my 50K. This one taking a little bit of a beating paired with the 150K. I'm doing 3 lots on the 150 to 1 lot on the 50K group trade in Tradeovate. So sometimes when I get a fill on a stop, it only half fills, but one of those orders usually is the 50K. So if I'm down on the trade, the 50K stops, but the 150K has a chance to recover since it's got 3 lots. So that's why there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the P&L. Had a trade earlier where I ended up only having 2 out of the 4 left, and the 150K went all the way back to green where the 50K stayed down 200. And I was like, hoping that 150K was one of the last two lots to get filled on a stop or a take profit, but it's not. I think Tradeovate needs to manage that better, but you know, when you're only trading one lot and you get a stop hit, that's how it goes.
What happened on Tradeovate with the? I just missed that, man.
No, so when you're doing group trade and, 50K to 150K, that's a 3-to-1 size, right? So I'm doing 3 lots on the 150 and 1 lot per trade on the 50K. When you group that up, that's 4 lots, and Tradeovate won't necessarily prioritize any of the orders from the 150K versus the 1 lot on the 50K. So if I get half of my stop hit and I only have 2 lots left, more than likely the 50K and 1 lot from the 150K are going to get stopped out. And I'm only going to have a position open on that one account versus 2 lots on both accounts. So if I'm down on a trade and the 150K is still going and the 50K got stopped out completely, that's where my P&L is going to start getting a bit of a spread on it versus staying consistent. Mouthful, but that's how it is.
No, I hear you. That makes sense, but it does suck. The
Replicanto or any trade copier that's its own software linked to your brokerage accounts or your sim accounts. Group trade doesn't have features where you can actually say, hey, for every 1 lot of a mini, I want this account to take 10 lots micro of that mini. It doesn't do that. It's just numbers. But that would be really cool if it was like, oh, you want this account to do 1 lot on a mini, and you want this account to replicate that with 10 on a micro of that mini. And every time that other account gets hit by a mini, you want this account to only scale out so that it's still equal. It won't do that, and definitely won't do that with Topstep because they don't have that conversion rate like other prop firms do.
Yeah, it's tough, man. The 5 micros is.
Yeah, you're technically full size.
I like the flexibility of being able to at least put on equivalent of 1 mini.
Right. Yeah, Topstep says they're working on that. It might be something they fix this year, but until then, you get your bang for your buck and trade some minis. That's my opinion. Anybody that trades micros, if that's your strategy, good. Probably better. Makes your account last longer, that's for sure.
I'm interested in 16666, the devil number.
Ooh.
For reaction, if they can pop it back up there.
That reminds me, did you ever see that on ES when they would flash that number in the order book?
Yep. Oh, yeah. That was, anytime I saw that, I'm like, oh, boy. And it just brought me back to JJ.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
He would say he would flash 666, and it meant it told his other guys he was working with to get the hell out of the way.
Right.
Because he was about to just eat through the orders.
Clobber some retail. NQ, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
You see 666 or anything above 300 on NQ, that's like a big deal. All right, hitting the 1K tick EMA here again. We're just below it, actually. Wicking. That would have been a good buy. I'm not going to take it this time, but that was a very good pop. 5-point pop.
It's hard for me to buy anything right now unless it's in a trap.
Yeah.
For this high, it has to be a trap for me. So I'm not seeing a trap on the 1K tick till below 43 or 44, which would retest my range.
Yeah, this is if assuming we get a higher high at some point, this is going to widen the channel. I had to flip some breakers earlier in the house. I'm glad none of them were this room. Middle of the stream.
Middle of a trade.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, I've had some little emergencies in the middle of a trade. That's why, I always have like Rhythmic Mobile on standby.
Yeah. You get good cellular signal where you're at?
Yeah.
Nice. I have yet to live in a place where I get good cell signal.
You got to do Wi-Fi for everything.
Yeah.
At least you can do Wi-Fi calling if you need it to.
That's actually worse for me. It's crazy.
Yeah, Wi-Fi calling.
I had T-Mobile, so that should be your answer. But
yeah, I have it too.
It just misbehaves. I don't know why.
Too bad here.
It was a good pop. 10-point pop right there. Almost. More like 7. When you were stepping away, I was breaking down the 5K tick, moved a range above the current one that I have, which led us all the way to 750. So potential in my book, not because I put a range up there, but I do see it on the chart as a possible extra.
Is that from like 16,684 to 16,738?
I have days so far reached the midline of my current.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at the hourly there.
750 is just right there. Above point of control from Tuesday. So breaking through the single prints that we had on Wednesday at this point, we're above that now. Very little resistance all the way to 689. We're just going to get some retail scared right now, what it looks like.
Yeah, you're going to need to find some new buyers. I'm interested in 2 things. Test here. Test here. Those 2 spots for reaction. The bulls, or a retest down here around 45 area.
That's a good little trend line.
I want to see if they break above and hold on it. And then if they reject here on this one. So it's going to be interesting moving into London close in 25 minutes.
Yeah, and I think we're going to keep the stream short. We're going to stick to the 2 hours.
Yeah, perfect.
London close hits, and we will wrap this up because after that, we start to get some fishy moves.
Yeah. I'm not good at the afternoon anyways because the majority of my trading always took place before I went to my job.
Right.
So I really don't have that much practice, and I don't really, I'm not going to say understand the price action too well, but yeah, understand the price action between certain hours.
Right.
You got to know when you need to trade, when you should be trading, and when you shouldn't be trading.
Most important thing is knowing your trades, what works for you.
See if they reject there, then hold at the next.
That was a great break. Reclaiming here soon. $670 liquidity. Not too many.
Impressed so far on that move.
Yeah, it was good.
See if they make a new high.
Here it comes. 75 about to get hit.
It is. They just wick right above it. Remember those days you were, and everybody has gone through these phases where you see this move, catch the FOMO, it wicks to a new high,
Get filled.
you buy, and then this happens.
Yep. That exact move right there. Just down. Thanks for the liquidity.
Yeah. It made a new high.
There was a huge phase in the YouTube guru, like trading guru guys were teaching breakout trade strategies and screwing over just about everybody as they would sell the highs. I mean, that's how the whole Atlas thing happened anyway, but.
Oh, man. Breakouts, I trade them, but it hit certain criteria.
Yep. Buying a high of a 2.5 hour trend is not that criteria.
No.
Now, the entirety of, what was this? 11 a.m. Friday through the rest of the day and overnight Sunday, that created a nice breakout setup. Lower lows, same highs all the way through to pre-market. Got a breakout, just ripped. Problem is, not everybody trades futures. I guess since in the last year, since prop firms have really amped up, massive amounts of people do now, but the only way you were catching the moves back then was if you were swinging options, stocks, which is a huge risk to swing those.
And you would need a big enough count to have a little bit of time on your side.
Right. Got to buy monthlies. This is the closest that we've gotten, I think, to the 5K tick 20 EMA.
It's a pretty strong sell candle on the 5,000 tick. It's got
strongest one so far. Let's see if it wicks.
625 contracts left till it closes.
There's your order that you called out, 45 coming up again.
Yeah, it's the top of the previous high where they broke out of, retested, and then continued higher here. But I'm worried that this is just turning into a range-based move, and we're gonna consolidate here for a little bit more until our next move.
This is Euro close PA.
Yeah, they're taking some profits here, opening some positions. I can't long this here after that big sell-off, though. I'm not one to do, especially because we broke back down.
This is actually, if you look at Friday's high that created the downtrend for the rest of the day, identical. Yep. Identical. Strong candle. Not necessarily from the high on Friday, but following through with that was a break below the 5K tick 20 EMA. So this could take a little longer because the 50, which is my trend indicator for the most part, is still too far away. But once price breaks low enough and the EMA is caught up, we'll close below the 20, and then shortly after that we'll turn red.
I'm not going to short. I would fade the range, but those wicks on that 1,000 tick. Nope.
630. 630 has liquidity, nothing above.
Looking at the 500 tick, and it looked good until I looked at the 1,000 tick and saw those wicks.
Yep.
On the 101,000 tick EMAs here. Candles.
Good bounce off of that.
Yeah, let's see if they close strong above or below. They're both about to close at the same time simultaneously.
This is good range. Range bound action.
That's where I want to fade the range, but I'd have to get a specific entry. If they buy above here, then they might try. Can't take that long.
A nice hidden trend line that you have up right in between prices winding around it right now.
Yeah, so that's like I wanted to see them break above, test, and then see if they made a new high. They didn't test to make a new high. They just made a new high. And they didn't reject off of this. They made a new high, and then they just started selling off. They actually hit a trap spot. This is a bear trap spot here. So breaking above 56, 57 here, they would have to get those bears trapped and get some momentum higher. But it looks like they're trying to, looks like the sellers are selling it off. I want to see if, you know, all the buyers coming in here, because these buyers, or the buyers here, knew they bought too high and they immediately sold.
Right.
And this range might be charted incorrectly. So it kind of, I think it is. I think the top of the range is at 16,640, 25. So I would potentially enter short here to try to fade down, probably to like 30. Probably a tighter range. So we'll see. If I get filled short here, I'm gonna do a tight like 3-point stop. Range-based trade.
Man, your screen looks good on stream. Got some data at the bottom. Little logo, little P&L. I'm just working on things while I'm sitting out of this market. CVD, 11,000 plus, green.
Yeah, mine's yeah, about there. Mine's at like 8,000. 8,400.
Yep.
Spot to buy right here at they reject and then above 57.
55 liquidity, about to pop.
Yeah, reaction there is going to be.
Now 57.
Yeah, I'm liking the longs above 57 if they can pop it. Otherwise, I kind of like a range fade back down here.
12.
These games are too big for me to enter though. 50.
11 minutes to Euro close.
See how this 1,000 tick candle closes. 200 left. Looking down off of it. We go tight risk. See the pop. Go to break even in a second. If not, we're only risking like freaking $50. There we go, break even.
Nice.
I don't know if they're just trying to get liquidity to throw it back down though. So if we don't get it, I'm just gonna. I needed a bigger pop. See if we get a bigger pop. They could slam this back down. I'm gonna trail by the working candle here. Going into the Euro close is always rough. You can get them all out. But there's more sellers. So they're just trying to get some more cells filled to rip this back down.
Yep.
Ooh. See if they retest. Because that's a nice seller failure here at a decent spot. So if we can get more of a pullback, retest at this area. But London closed, I remember. There's sellers up here.
This is showing the similar pattern on a smaller time frame that high of day Friday through to market open today showed. Not really confluence, but patterns are patterns, and if they're doing what I think they're doing, we're going to get one more push to the low 70s. A wider sell, maybe to 45, maybe 40. And then, I'm not saying all of this before London closed, but definitely before our speaker. I think our speaker is at 12.
Yeah, 12, but then 12:30, I believe. It's a what do you call it? This is a nice bear trap or bull trap. I don't want to come in too aggressive into the London close, because then they might continue it higher.
I don't know what MOC would be for London, but I don't think it would affect our markets too much.
Do not need to put that there. I'm going to fade this range if they bring this back down. I didn't want to come in off of the trap entry. It's too close to the EMA, and the buyers are completely in control. This would be the full confirmation hit. Range is actually good. We can fade this range. Not, London close, they could still buy this up. But I'm not going to sell up here because that's too much of a. It's in the middle for me.
Yep.
These sellers get smoked out of it. They're just going to create another squeeze up.
Waiting for 45 to hit, personally.
Yeah, 45 is a. Yeah, see what happens with that liquidity there if they move it down. $33 is the freaking 5,000 tick EMA. So this would have to be a quick scalp if it does get filled. almost feel like on the hourly they would eventually have to pull back to like 16,571 unless they want to just keep squeezing.
Yep. All right, I'm going to take that right. No, 45 hits. I'll feel better about it. Now it looks like 43.
43 is going to be very key because they moved up a small pullback, higher high here on a micro time frame.
It wicked to 45. I wouldn't say that was a fill. I don't have anything out.
They're wicking all of these up on the 1,000 tick.
Yeah.
There are a ton of buyers there.
They're also not letting us go higher at this point because there is nothing above. D session just barely broke above C. One single print. First 5 minutes. Or however long that it was. But we're back down. We might go as low as 34, 33.
That would be the 5,000 tick EMA too.
Yeah, that's the only single prints that we have below until the A session, which is 610.
I would like to get quick stop run here, and I'll go break even, and then take off quick if I have to.
Looking at 40.
Two minutes till they close this.
All right, here's the close. Not too much volatility on that close for a Monday. Not bad for both of us. Good start to the Monday. I'm going to be extra picky from here on out off stream.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to trade anymore in this after this here. I'm just waiting this little area out. So far, looks like they got out prior to.
Yeah.
You know, so they.
I'm going to take this time, let the dog out in the rain that we just gave a bath last night.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Mine's going to start smelling. He's been running around in the snow so much that he's been sopping wet coming inside every day. Or the past day.
Yeah, and his coat's a little longer. My dog's hair is super short. He's almost bald on his belly. But
this isn't a bad spot to buy here.
Yeah, we hit this 55. It does look good. We just hit it. Actually kind of looks like they want to take it right back down. No, I hope not. But we'll see. Wow. The work chats have been quiet.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it's Monday. It's the slow month of the year. We'll start picking up soon. Most of our work starts late January through the rest of April.
Oh, okay.
All right, resting above 55 at this point. That was a good buy.
Having these 1,000 tick candles are starting to wick on both sides. So
Yeah.
one side eventually here is going to get bit. I mean, we could trend all day.
We could, but even a trend day has those zones where it takes over an hour to get out of.
Yeah. I'm going to give this a few minutes. For some reason, I don't want to be a late buyer up here.
I mean, it's the right reasons.
And if they break 67.50 and fail to make a new high, that's a short for me right here. It's even more of a reason for me to stay where I'm at.
Yeah, this is a crown, more or less.
Yeah.
Messy on the left side, pretty clean on the right. Buyers still well in control.
They were all buying at that 66.40 to 45 area.
Yeah, they still want it there too. Somebody's just sitting there, not changing it up.
Someone's going to get chopped up. Someone's definitely getting chopped up in this area. Every time it looks like a good buy, you know, for people buying like up here, this is a rough spot to be buying in.
That's a megaphone pointing down.
Unless all those sellers, unless they all just got out and it's now the next leg up. Hourly is not looking the best at the moment. Just wick on both sides, kind of forming a doji so far on the hourly. A lot of sellers coming in there. Look at that. See if they all just get stopped out up there above 67. All the sellers. Quick. This is where the sellers have to do it if they want it.
Yeah, they have to hit that 45 and break lower.
Yep. That's the only thing. That's what I'm waiting for right now. Now the question is this profit taking, or are they going in short? Or both?
I couldn't say right now. It's not doing anything I would want to touch.
No. Bye. Here, taking this order off because it's no longer valid. I think I'm calling it quits there.
Yep. Say it's a good time. Catch anything off stream, that'd be great, but not.
Nah, I'm not gonna take anything else. So we're up to after commissions. Where we at 674 after commissions.
Not bad.
So you can make a new high. To 50,758.
Yep.
I used to try to hit those $1,500 max gains on these, and I'm not doing that anymore.
All right. Well, let's cut it here on the stream. I'm sure there'll be a couple trades in the afternoon, but for now, I'm gonna take a break and let this cook.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play fetch with the dog.
All right.
Call it a day on this account.
Bundle up.
All right, homie. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Been a pleasure. Catch you tomorrow morning.
Sounds good, man.
Alrighty. Peace.
Later.